I've had many conversations with Patrick Summers over the past few years, thinking about projects and trying to find a way to collaborate. And then he reached out and we had a conversation about Hansel and Gretel. And he said, listen to Hansel and Gretel. And I did, and I was like, this is amazing. The music is amazing, the story is super recognizable, and yet it seemed prime for this particular moment to revisit. One of the things that I was really excited about exploring in this Hansel and Gretel is thinking about the location for it, right? We have seen the Hansel and Gretel in the kind of European woods in the deep forest, and thinking about how this story could exist in an American landscape was really exciting to me. And thinking about producing it at Houston Grand Opera, and thinking about the South, and thinking about the bayou, and thinking about kind of those magical, mysterious, dangerous landscapes of the swamp was something that we were excited about exploring for this particular version of Hansel and Gretel. And thinking about it in a contemporary American landscape was really exciting to me.
In preparing a piece that is for film, I think primarily when you're thinking about the costumes, I think we're thinking about detail and minutia, whereas when we're experiencing costumes on the grand, large stage, it's more about silhouette and kind of tableau, and how all of the performers are interacting with each other, almost like a painting or collage on stage. And with film, I think it's much more intimate. So specifically for the Dew Fairy and the Sandman, we were looking at artists like Nick Cave, and sculpture artists. He creates these, they're called sound sculptures, but primarily they're built out of like found materials, strips of fabric, sometimes organic materials like twigs and sticks and stuff. But essentially it's a process of like layering the costumes with those materials. And so with the Dew Fairy, and the Sandman, those costumes kind of are the first ones that we see that are particularly magical. So it's like, it was important to think about them like not as garments per se that we would see and wear like a dress or a tunic, but something like a little bit more sculptural piece. And so like in a lot of ways, I think that those kind of magical elements come from rethinking how we can construct the clothes to not look like clothes per se, but more of like texture and sculpture.
This production of Hansel and Gretel is, semi-live recorded with video and audio, and then the other half of it is going to be animated. And so this is the first time any of us have ever been in anything where we don't have our full set and we can't imagine sort of the land that we're in. We just have to trust our director and see where she's gonna go with it, and trust the amazing work of everyone behind the scenes that's gonna put in all the animation. This production is bringing something new to Hansel and Gretel, and I would say opera in general, just by the mere fact that we're using animation with the video of the singers and the actors in this story. Animation in opera is something that is sometimes used, like as projections or something in productions that are live, but I've never seen anything in opera animated for a digital format, which is incredible and exciting for this art form going into the future. Now that we have opera and art and anything that we want in our devices, this provides a whole new world of creativity and imagination that we can draw from in creating and telling these stories in the 21st century.
It's my first time working with Houston Grand Opera, and I have to commend them for being so open to invention and experimentation, particularly in this moment. I think it's been kind of scary for artists out there, and so to be in a place of actually making has been really exciting. I literally come into the rehearsal room every day like, we're here, human beings making art, this is glorious. And while nobody can see my face because I'm covered in a mask, I feel like that communal spirit has been really joyous to be a part of.